Hello Wolfpack, I'm buying Bitcoin right now, but I want you guys to understand something that's very important we're going to discuss in this video. I do not think the bottom is confirmed at this point in time, and I don't think any people really do think it's confirmed. Now, it's a difference between thinking the bottom is in and actually seeing it in the charts that there is confirmation that the trend has been reversed. There is not that confirmation yet, but I'm still buying in this region as per the buying plan. Let's get into the video. I'm going to tell you how much I'm buying. I'm going to tell you where my stop loss is. I'm going to tell you exactly where my targets are. We'll get into it right now. This red resistance box between 20.3k and 20.8k on Bitcoin has been a major zone of resistance we've been talking about for a long period of time. We worked it into our buying plan. If you're not familiar with the buying plan, I have a buying plan on Bitcoin that kind of goes over all possible scenarios and goes over the likelihood of them playing out, essentially. Not the likelihood of them playing out, but goes over what you should be doing if they do play out. There's three separate scenarios here. All right, you can pause the video and you can read these scenarios now, but essentially the third scenario started to play out because we've closed a daily candle above 20.8k, and hence that third scenario is triggered. So in a way, we can actually go ahead and delete these other two scenarios now, and we can go ahead and forge a new scenario, because now we have a triggered scenario. Okay, half of the scenario is triggered. This aspect of it has triggered. Okay, 50% at 20.8k. But what happens now is we have two separate scenarios within this sub-scenario. The first scenario is we go upwards and we buy 50% at the break of a 200-week SMA. We continue going upwards, for example, 200-day SMA, sorry. And the second scenario is we drop back down. So first scenario is up. Second scenario is down, of course. I can't really write with a pen here, but we're going to go ahead and forge two new sub-scenarios within this scenario set that we've chosen here. So again, clarifying, we've gone up on Bitcoin. We've bought 50%. Well, I don't know if you guys have, right? Again, this is up to personal decision. This is just the buying plan has triggered a 50% buy at the break of 20.8k. We now, since that's happened, have two scenarios. We continue upwards, right? In which case, right? Let's go ahead and write it in. So these are the scenarios now, right? We've bought 50%, or, if you're following the buying plan, you would have bought 50% at 20.8k roughly on the breakout, okay? Now, if we go up, you continue the buying plan and you buy the remaining 50% at the break of a 200-day SMA, which we'll look at in a second. And then if we go down, you would either, and this depends on your risk tolerance, right? You would either sell at a 1-day candle close below 20.8k, in which case this entire move above the red box would be labeled a fake out. So again, if we close a daily back below 20.8k, you'd sell your investment. Ideally, you'd lose less than 1% in that trade, so you'd be fine. Or you just hold on to it and buy the remaining 50% at the retest of 17.5k to 18k, right? Those are two scenarios if we go down, and if we go up, that's the scenario there. So now the question is, let's go ahead and save that so we have it for the next video. The question is, where is the 200-day SMA? Because that, of course, is the next trigger for the buying plan, right? The 200-day SMA, if we bring it up now, is the green line here. The 200-day SMA is currently at 24.1k basically, and it's trending downwards massively and rapidly. If we look at the 200-week SMA as well, the 200-week SMA coincidentally is in the same price region. 200-week SMA is at 20.3k. So breaking above the 200-day SMA would actually be a break above the 200-week SMA most likely as well. In fact, if you were conservative, you would actually wait until a break of a 200-week SMA and a weekly close above it. Now look, regardless of all that, that's kind of irrelevant at this point in time. We can speak about that when we get closer to it happening. We've broken a triangle. We've moved upwards here. We've rapidly approached upwards. I do want to make something very clear. And this is something I'm fundamentally, concerned that people are misunderstanding. The bottom is not confirmed, okay? The bottom is I've never claimed that the bottom would be confirmed at a break of 20.8k. If you remember, basically every video for like 3 months, I was saying, the bottom is confirmed on Bitcoin once we break above 28.6k. I've said that very, very clearly. That, however, does not mean we shouldn't buy here, right? In every bull market, we've had a horizontal support level. I'm labeling them out there, all the red lines here. In every bear market, we've had a horizontal support level. Once we get back above that level after losing it, that's when the bottom is confirmed. That's been the case on 2 separate occasions. It's the case here. If we get back above 28.6k on a weekly candle, that is 100% confirmation of the bottom. And this is why I've said over and over again, if you're a very, very, very conservative trader, right? Very conservative. You're not concerned about getting the right price, whatever. If you're very conservative, you would be buying at 28.6k and not a second before then. That's for conservative traders. Now, I don't know many people that are that conservative. That's why we're trying to front on the bottom, of course. or front run the reversal, but I do want to make that very clear. The bottom is not confirmed until 28.6k is broken, and hence, since the bottom is not confirmed, the 4-year cycle theory actually does still remain active. So right now, I'm not looking at an invalidation for the 4-year cycle theory because it hasn't happened yet, right? When we break 28.6k, or when we enter January and it's past the Q4 bottom, that's when we start talking about invalidation of the 4-year cycle. The 4-year cycle at this point in time is actually still valid because nothing in terms of a long-term reversal has happened. I want to briefly interrupt this video to talk about the BitGet exchange. Now, the BitGet exchange has 5 times lower fees than Binance, which is commonly referred to as the cheapest exchange in the cryptocurrency market. It's also non-KYC or voluntarily KYC, so you can stay true to the fundamental values of cryptocurrency, one of which being anonymity, of course. It's also got a security fund in there, so if you lose your funds by fault of the exchange or by personal fault, you can make a claim and actually retrieve your funds back. On top of all of this, if you sign up using my referral link, you can get access to exclusive discounts and rewards. This is the best exchange on the cryptocurrency market, and I use it personally, and so should everyone at the Wolves of Crypto YouTube channel. Now, if you're interested in actually learning how to trade for yourself, you can check out the Crypto Academy via the website link in the description below. This is a course developed by myself and Megawell Crypto, a 10-unit course taking you through every single step from step 1 to step infinite about how to become a trader. Go ahead and check that out and chuck us an email at cryptoacademycourses@gmail.com, and we'll get back to you with the full information and payment information if you're interested. Thanks guys for watching the advertisements. Let's get back into the video. I've made myself very clear in the past. I will continue to make myself very clear. This buying plan scenario on Bitcoin is a scenario that we're looking for a swing trade from. It's not a long-term kind of, it could very well materialize into that, right? But as of right now, it's not a bag that we're planning on holding for a long period of time. Now look, I do want to make something very clear as well. We're at resistance right now, okay? So again, if you're conservative, you might want to wait a little bit. We're at resistance. If we look at the total cryptocurrency market cap, we've got that downtrending yellow line stemming from this wick that I'm circling here in February 2022, and these wicks here and this wick here. We're actually rejecting off of that right now. Will we break through it? I think we will, but the point is we haven't done so yet. So just be careful there, right? This move upwards is by no means guaranteed, and that is why we do have a safety net. We have that safety net by implementing this buying plan. If we go down, we will sell on a daily candle close back below 20.8k, and if you want to just hold on, you don't want to deal with the fuss of selling, you will just buy 50% at 17.5k to 18k, because if we get rejected from this region, it's highly likely we go back down to test for lows. Now, the reason why I'm willing to take a risk here and buy in this region is because, again, it's a very low risk trade, okay? I personally bought this morning when we actually broke above 21.1k, and if we close below 20.8k, again, that's less than that's like a 2% risk on Bitcoin. I'm willing to take that 2% risk to try and have a chance of front running that bottom, right? I'm trying to have a chance of front running that reversal, I mean. Now, with that said, I am understanding very well that this is not a confirmation of reversal. I want people to understand that there's no confirmation of reversal here. We are still at resistance, and we do, of course, have major events coming up, right? Now, apologies for being pessimistic. That's my job. That's my job as a trader. I have to be pessimistic. I have to look at the worst case scenario constantly. We do have 2 major events coming up. We've got CPI on the 10th, and we've got the US election on the 8th. Now, these events have the potential to pump Bitcoin to the sky. They also have the potential to bring Bitcoin back downwards, right? Very important you understand that. I'm willing to take a risk at this point in time. I'm willing to enter the market because I understand that I think there is a decent probability we go upwards based on these events. I think that a pivot by the Fed is on the way in December, and I think that inflation has topped out, etc. So I'm taking a risk here, right? And you guys can take a risk with me, or you can sit on the sidelines and wait for more confirmation. If you're looking for a place in which you buy, in which you have a very, very high chance of success, this is not the place for you. However, this is my buying plan, and I'm sticking by it like I've done all the time, right? I have changed it a few times, but I've fundamentally stuck by it, and every time I've changed it, it's been based on sound analysis. I'm sticking by it this time. I will hold by it. I think it will work out. So let's see what happens, guys. We'll get it back in another video and we'll talk about it more. There's a lot to discuss in general in the market right now. I don't have a lot of time today, so I can't discuss it. I did want to give you guys a quick little update, though, about the buying plan, about whether I'm actually sticking to it. I am sticking to it. I have bought Bitcoin, 50% of my holdings. I did buy a little bit of Bitcoin down at 18K as well, but ultimately, just as per the buying plan is triggered a 50% buy. And as to whether that holds or not, as to whether we drop back down below or not, is up for debate. But right now, there are big events coming up this week, right? And I don't want to be sitting on the sidelines while Bitcoin pumps up to 24K. I simply do not. Especially since we've already seen the bottom on Bitcoin in Q4 on the CME chart. That is something that really has thrown a spanner in the works for me, my personal prediction. As you guys know, I've been thinking about a Q4 bottom. I've been predicting a Q4 bottom for about a year, almost a year, actually very close to a year now, which is a long period of time. I've been speaking about it for a long period of time. And, we didn't see a Q4 bottom on the price chart, but we did see it recently on the CME chart. So the Q4 bottom, in some sense, at least has been confirmed, at least on some sort of chart here. So it's not completely outside of the realm of possibility that we go up in some Bitcoin, but we'll have to wait and see. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Good luck. Catch you in the next one. Cheers.